Hi everybody, happy Thursday. I am just coming on here live like I said I was going to. And I wanted to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart. But I'm going to wait a couple seconds, a minute or two to get some people starting to watch on. I decided to do this basically last night because I was working on I normally have a list that I work out of. And I'm like, hey, I know a lot of people don't know how to do this, and it took me a long time to figure out. Okay, so I'm gonna just start, and hopefully, if you have any questions, pop them in there because I can see directly on my phone. So I wanted to take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Tess Thomas. I do health and wellness coaching. I also teach leadership to women. And one of the things that has helped me to work my business and have a day job has been time blocking. So hands up, how many of you guys are masters of multitasking? You know what that means? Anyone? Comment below. How many of you guys multitask? Come on, we're all guilty of it. And who doesn't try to get a message in or check an email at a light or go to your kids' games and look at your phone or try to do the laundry at the same time as listening to a book on tape? How many of you guys are queens and kings of multitasking? Anybody? Okay. So I am, and I have forever multitasked, more so because I had kids. I wish somebody had told me that when you have kids, you lose all of your time, it seems like. And so a lot of my time is blocked in my phone. I always tell people if I ever lose my phone, I am screwed because every bit of the day is blocked for me. And so this helps. This has helped me to work, help me to be at soccer games, help me to run a side gig on the side. I've done it. I've been coaching now for 4 years, and this system works. It's called time blocking. And getting back to multitasking, I know we all think we can multitask, but do you know what the percentages of people who actually successfully multitask and complete the projects they're supposed to be doing? Anybody? Come on, guys, talk. It's 2.3%. 2.3% of us who actually multitask are successful at it and complete the task at hand without being distracted. So the benefits of multitasking, I took a couple minutes to go over things. It helps you to focus, okay? That's one. How many times are we all distracted by, especially nowadays with the dings on your phone? Your phone dings for a phone call. Your phone dings for a text message. Your phone dings for an Instagram notification. Your phone dings for a Facebook notification. Your phone dings a special way for family. We're just constantly bombarded by dings. And we're like squirrels, let's go here, let's go there. This is dinging, that's dinging. So that you think you're being productive, but you're really not. You're just going 15 different directions. And how often do you go back to what you had to do and you're like, what was I doing? And have to restart again, right? Or try to reorient yourself. All of those seconds where you're reorienting yourself, you're probably going to say, hey, Tess, it's a couple seconds to reorient. But 2 seconds here, 2 seconds there, 10 seconds there, all that time adds up to minutes and hours, and that's lost productivity. So the purpose of time blocking is to be, help you to focus. It helps you less to procrastinate. Sometimes when you procrastinate, even the act of procrastinating just weighs on you. Oh my God, I have to get this project done. I have to get this project. If you just started it when you thought about it, you'd be done. So it helps you to focus, helps with procrastination, and it helps you to control your day. It helps you to take back your day. So you're not all over the place. How many of us are guilty of going to bed and thinking, oh God, I just wish I had an extra hour in the day? Really, I'm guilty of that, right? So it helps take control of your day and allows you to be in the moment instead of having to think about a whole bunch of different things. So, the best ways to start time blocking is if you're a beginner, I would suggest picking one day, okay? Trying to block out a whole week is hard. And for me, I block out Sunday through Thursday. I don't work on my business Fridays and Saturdays. So I will block out 5 days, okay? But for the beginner, block out one. And if you have any questions as I'm going through this, pop them down below. So you don't need a fancy, you can, where's my calendar? It was here. You can use, a date book. You can use a list. You can use, I had a calendar here. You can print out a calendar, but use some sort of method to track, okay? So what you need to do is, again, you can get fancy or you can just do old school paper. So what I would need you to do is write, let's say you're going to do one day, okay? So Sunday night, you're looking at Monday. Just, mind dump everything that you have to do, okay? And I'm not talking about work stuff. I'm talking about literally from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, what you have to do. Wake up, make coffee. And I realize this is tedious, but trust me, it works, okay? It's a concept that's been around for a while, and I'm not the only one that does it. A lot of people do it. Bill Gates does it. Elon Musk does it. A lot of prominent people in the business world, music world, fashion world, they do this, and it works for them. So I'm not going to say you're going to have like 100,000 followers and things like that, but it's a system that's proven, okay? So Sunday night, brain dump. Everything you have to do on a piece of paper, from waking up to getting your workout in, to getting to work, to dropping your kids off at school or camp, going, if they're not at camp, day trips, what you need, for me, it's been working on my business, grocery shopping, schedule, just write it all down for a Monday, okay? Then when you do that, basically mark off the top 3 things that have to get done Monday, okay? So mark them off, 1, 2, 3. Those are the ones you're going to focus on first. So once you brain dumped, and then you pick the top 3, and don't pick more than 3. I know people want to be super girls and all that, and supermen and all that, but you're just setting yourself up for failure if you do more than 3, because it's overwhelming and life happens, right? So, and allow yourself wiggle room. So once you have your top 3, then look at where you can plug things in. So for an example, you wake up in the morning, say at 6 o'clock, it says morning, coffee, workout. Okay, so let's say you need 2 hours for that. I'm just making it up. So block out 6 to 8. All you do during that time are those activities, okay? How many of us, when you wake up, reach for your phone? I know some of us have alarm clocks and stuff connected to our phone, but the purpose of the alarm clock on your phone is to shut it off and start, okay? How many of us wake up and look at their phone, look at the notifications, look at Instagram, look at stories, look at the Facebook birthdays, look to see what emails came through overnight. If you're going to do that, then that needs to be allotted for your time. So just say you're one of those people who wakes up and wants to do their emails and things like that. So fine. So then 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, or whatever block of time. Every activity you do, if you haven't gotten the idea, is accounted for. Okay. So for me, I wake up, meditation, drink my Supergirl juice, workout, shower. That all takes about an hour and a half. So let's say 2 hours, and give yourself some wiggle room too. Cause if, things happen and you may not get to it. So block out that time. So that's all I do from 6 to 8. Okay. Those activities. And then the next block would be, taking kids to camp. Okay. So the camps near me are about 15 minutes away. It's 15 minutes one way, 15 minutes back. So say 30 minutes, allot yourself 45 minutes. I do my time blocking by hours. But if you want to be very minute and be, 30 minutes aside, go for it. And then the next thing. And so for me, on Mondays, it's grocery shopping, okay, and meal prepping. So 9 to 10 grocery shopping, a lot, 15 minutes for me, like 5 seconds to get home, but whatever travel time is involved. And then meal prepping, okay? So if you look at your recipes that you're going to make ahead of time, then make those recipes during that time. Don't look for recipes and the time you're trying to meal prep, like have everything ready. So there is some prep work. You can't now like spend an hour going through Pinterest and looking at people's recipes and things like that and then start. But you really have to be mindful of your time, faithful to the time. So and then do your meal prep and just say you have to now sit down and work on emails and things like that. The key to this email thing, and I stress to the email thing, is that you need to shut off all notifications. Okay, shut them down. And if you have I have an MacBook Air. There is a way to stop the dinging. Okay, if you're going to be on your computer, then shut off the Facebook notifications. Shut off the Instagram notifications. If you're going to say work on emails, allot 30 minutes, and that's all you do. just emails. And I always recommend to people, get this phone out of the way. Like this phone, you know, is like a Pandora's box. How many times have you searched for something on Google? Now Google's like crazy for me. I go into Google to search for something, and all of a sudden, somehow, Google knows all. Like there'll be a whole bunch of articles about things I've been looking at and shopping sites and all the stuff that somehow Google knows I was looking for blue pants, and now all I see is blue pants articles. Or I was looking at Meghan Markle's baby name last week. So every time I go to Google, all I see is royal stuff. So that can be a rabbit hole. So that's why I'm saying, put this phone away, okay? So when you're going to sit down, spend the 30 minutes doing emails. For those of you guys who are social media influencers and stuff like that, a lot of our time, including mine, is spent on this device, like all the time. But I don't want to miss out on the soccer games. I mean, I'll take your photo or whatever, but don't spend the whole time looking at messages. So if you're going to do messages, you sit down and do the messages and knock them out. So when you have one solid project without distractions, you can knock out a project very quickly, okay, and feel fulfilled. The other part of time blocking is you feel like you have control again. Like I am, I worked out later today because I had, I'm guilty of screwing up the time blocking. I forgot that I had to drop my son off, so because we've been tag teaming the drop off. So needless to say, my whole time block got delayed, but I allowed some wiggle room. So I was able to sit down at 11 versus 10:30. So it's not so bad. And so the night before, determine your priorities, get a rough idea of what you're doing for the day, and then time block it. And, it seems silly. You're going to say, why do I have to time block dinner with my family? A lot of business owners, if you're an entrepreneur or business owner or just working in general and the expectations you're constantly working, you don't want to have dinner and constantly be looking at your phone, right? Knowing you have a place for everything and a time and place for everything, mentally it gives you calm. Because you're like, the dings are going off. Oh my God, this email, that email, you're at a light. Let me look at an email. It's not productive, right? And so now you're going to argue, I'm sitting in the parking lot. Let me knock something out. But, if that's the time that was allotted, then do it. But not every moment, I know, no, you're not going to do this, but not every moment has to be on this device. Okay. So, go for a walk, enjoy fresh air, watch the soccer game, go to the fencing match and things like that. So when you time block and there's a time and place for everything, it gives you a little bit of calm. You're not crazed and running all over the place trying to figure out what to do. And so try just one day. So any questions so far? And how many of you guys actually time block? Anybody? Hand high, wave. Okay, I'm gonna just wait for a couple seconds. But time blocking may seem silly, but it gives you your time back. It allows you to get things accomplished in a timely fashion. It prevents procrastination. It helps you to be focused and to complete projects on time and at good quality because you spent the time doing this. And I know for me, when I have this is my notes for today, but when I have I'm a big visual learner. So maybe from my, in med school days and when I was a resident, I always had a checklist. And so there's a lot of feeling of ownership when you're able to check something off and you feel really good about it. So, I use pen and paper. You can use a fancy spreadsheet, whatever way you want, but it feels good to get something accomplished, feel like you approach the day with some momentum and got it done, right? So for those of you who have been thinking about time blocking, anybody comment here? Let me know if you try this approach. If you want some really good articles on time blocking, I can send it to you at how to do it. I also have I've gotten things in the past from people who developed time block sheets and who developed calendars that are dedicated to time blocking. If you'd like to do something like that, let me know. I can send you the sheets I've gotten. But for me, I've always liked pen and paper. Once in a while, I will save things on my computer or on my phone to look back on, or even if you have an Apple, their lists now have a checkbox thing. So if you create a list, you can check it off. So use a notebook from Tool that has pages broken by, okay, I never even heard of Tool or TUL. So Okay, it's a good. Okay, so I need to look that up. I've never even heard of tool. I've heard about no, I can't. Now I'm blanking out. But there's certain calendars that have hour by hour, and yes, when I first did it, I thought it was silly and this is ridiculous. But you know what? Like it goes back to the seconds thing. Like this, a couple seconds here, a couple seconds there. All like when you just think it's only a couple seconds, it all adds up. So you feel accomplished. It's a great way to finish out your day, and try it like pick one day a week for a month and see how you like it. And if it works for you, then try expand it to 2 days. I just think it's very overwhelming for people to do a whole 30 days from scratch. So pick one day, prep a little bit the night before, and then start it. And let me know how it goes. And tag me if you create a beautiful calendar or a timesheet that will show me your time blocking. And if you have other questions, let me know. I'd happy to share what I know. And I wish you all the success in getting your time back and having ownership and completing projects that are owned by you and you feel good about. So happy Thursday. I hope this helped. Try it next week. Bye, guys.